All right, everyone. Welcome back to the middle of nowhere. As promised, I am back with more content, and I figured I'd start off with some books that, even after all this time, I still don't see as much talked about in the book world as I thought I would. So these are 5 books that I guess you'd call fly under the radar, ones I'd wish were hyped up more, 5 books that I've read that maybe you haven't, whatever you want to title it. We'll see what I title it when I edit the video and go from there. I am also going to try not hold up as many books. One, because I find I move books around radically. So it's not always in the best shot. You don't always see the cover. So I will use a lovely graphic to my left, where you can see those books in all their glory and see the beautiful covers. So we're going to talk about some of these books, and maybe you will decide to pick one up. First on my list is one that I'm sure people have heard me hype up about talk about it a little bit and what have you. But it is Sordanian by L.L. Stevens. This is a dark fantasy that is a lot more brutal than I thought, but it has such a political vibe to it. It's really, really good. The character work is amazing. There's a lot of history. You can see the different parts of this world have lots of care given into it and what have you. Also, the gorgeous covers will really suck you in and make you want to read the book anyway. I know a lot of people pick it up just looking at the covers, but you will get even more sucked in if you actually give it a try and actually read the book. It is one of my number 1 recommended books to people, especially when they say they like dark fantasy. You can't get better than Sordanian. It's book 1 in the Triumvirate Revelations, which is going to be a 6-book series, I believe. I know book 5, The Walled City, just came out this month. Typically released 1 per year, and so I'm looking forward to it. I've only read the first 2, which is weird. I haven't jumped back into books 3 and 4, but they are on my soon-to-be-read list, and really looking forward to it. The next one is one that I read recently, and I know he just finished what he's considering like the book 1 into his series, with the book that is out kind of being the prequel novel type thing, if I understand correctly. I may be wrong. I'm sure he will correct me if he ever watches this video. If not, I stand by my words until I research it further. But that is Born in Fury by, I can't remember who wrote it, but that is Born in Fury by Moshe Winter. Also, quick side note, I apologize if there's extra banging. My family is currently watching the animated Jurassic Park series, so there could be roaring, banging, who knows, they get a little excited. Just throwing that out there. But anyway, Moshe Winter, it follows pretty much 2 points of view. One is kind of an outcast in this community that features dragons, tribal nomads, really interesting take on it, that's being hunted down by this kingdom for unknown reasons at the moment. I know that he said that I'd see a lot more of that world and a lot more of that world building coming up, which you just get a hint of it, and I wish there had been a little bit more. I do have that in my review of the book on the SFF Insiders. But overall, it is excellently written. It leaves you with a taste for a lot more. It does have assassins, dragons, nomadic people with an undertone of what in the world's going to happen. If you haven't checked it out, he also made the cover himself. He is an artist, and that's really what caught my eye the first time. Was it's a very simple cover, but it is elegantly done, and I actually rather enjoy it. So do yourself a favor, pick that one up as well. I'm sure he'd greatly appreciate it. And get ready for, I know he just finished the first draft of his new one. I saw that on X, and I am curious to see what it could entail. The next book isn't really an indie published, but I still don't hear a ton of people talking about it. But that is a book by the author Scott Oden. Gathering of Ravens is the first one in the trilogy, and it is an interesting take on monsters and the evil creatures that are out there. It is heavily based on Norse mythology, but it deals with the orc. He uses the traditional term. I can't remember it off the top of my head. I could look it up. I'm not going to, just for the sake of the video. So I'm just going to talk about it this way. But it is very inspiring in the fact that it deals with our world changing. So it is kind of a historical fiction with the mythology being very real, as well as all of our beliefs of nowadays being real as well, where Christianity is overtaking the Norse beliefs, and they are disappearing because of that lack of, and being killed off by the Christianity moving into this world. It does have some time jumps and goes into these battles and worlds where the orc has to decide what is best. Does he continue his path of revenge, or does he help fight against this wave of Christianity that is pushing everything that he knows and believes to the side? What I loved about it is he doesn't become a good guy. He's still very much the villain, the monster that exists in these tales. But he becomes sympathetic. And the way that the author spins it, you're like, very much, this is a cold-blooded monster. He shows no remorse. He'll butcher everybody in his path in order to get his revenge on who killed his brother, and lives up to those beliefs of what a monster really is. But at the same time, as the story progresses, you see him grow without changing his beliefs. And it's very well done. It's not a very long book. It's close to 300 pages. I enjoyed the first one enough that I immediately picked up the second one. Still need to read it, but I'm looking to continue that trilogy and finish that trilogy this year. All right. So now I'm going to kind of talk about a thriller series that I stumbled upon. I found it on Kindle Unlimited. Kindle Unlimited got the audio included with the Audible membership as well, if I remember correctly. And so I did do this one on audio. But I was kind of looking for that filler. It's like a palate cleanser type thing. I often use thrillers as they're very fast paced. I breeze through them very quickly. And I went through this one very, very quickly in the space of about a day. Just because I couldn't get enough. And Point Blank is the title of the first one. And this is for fans of Reacher, but with more of the mystery involved with it. It's not as action heavy as what Reacher is. Reacher is almost, I don't really classify that as a mystery so much as it's an action film in book form, as he just goes around beating everybody up. And there's always the one bad guy that's very easy to figure out, you know who it is within the first few chapters. Still very enjoyable, but when you read a Reacher novel, you know what you're going to get. These are very realistic. The reason that he goes on these travels is very believable. And he's the same type of same type of cop in a way as Reacher, not as big, obviously, but he's ex-Army Ranger, was on the police force in Phoenix, and then there's some situations that I'm not going to go into now, as it would be very spoilerish, that lead him to kind of becoming this wandering vigilante style. But he gets drawn into the mysteries and what have you. I've read the first two. There are quite a few of them out there. I'm definitely going to be continuing them. These are the Mason Sharp, I believe is what they're called. Sorry guys, I should have written it down. I'm out of practice. Or Mason Thorpe. I'm pretty sure it's Sharp. But if you're looking for a very intriguing mystery with a cop that can't abide by the cop rules but kind of takes justice into his own hands but works with the cops, this is a series for you. Takedown was even better than the first one, which is the second book, and so it's a series that I would love to see hyped up a lot more and talked about, and just see people enjoy it. I do know I have one friend in my buddy read group, which if you're interested in buddy reading with me, please let me know in the comments below, as well as the typical YouTube stuff of liking and subscribing the video. I do get the warm fuzzies every time one of you guys say you enjoy what I'm doing or that you watched. And so that's kind of where I am on that. But he did read the first book and said it was very enjoyable and that he would be continuing the series as well, which just goes to show you that this is a series that I wish I heard about a lot more, especially with the Reacher show being so popular as it is. This is definitely one that would scratch that itch for people that enjoy that show and get the reads, as well as being a very quick and easy and accessible read. And so the last ones that I'm going to talk about are the ones by Brian Wilson. I see some hype about it, but it is a sci-fi space opera style series of books that is very, very interesting, as it takes our world and kind of the history of our world and twists and turns in showing that we were once part of this federation of planets that all had access to this power, and then Earth has been cut off. But once again, we're being drawn into it with some characters that are from Earth being hailed as the heroes or the chosen one. It is his Stars of the Planets, or no, Power of the Stars series is what it's called. It starts with the Forsaken Planet. It is I was engrossed from the very beginning. The pacing of these novels is extremely well. They are some of the bigger books that I am mentioning today. I tried to give a list of books that you don't hear about as well, that are pretty accessible, pretty easy reads. They're not the big chunkers that some people like to read. But these are a little bit bigger, but they read really fast. You'll be sucked right in. Character work is great, but I will say the pacing is what makes Brian Wilson stand out the most. And if you don't remember, I am doing an interview this coming Saturday, May 3rd, 2025, with him at 7 p.m. Eastern. So we will discuss more of those books at that time. So that's why I wanted to close with these books. Probably the most known out of all the books that I've mentioned. Maybe you guys have heard some of the others a little bit more. But these are some books that I feel like I don't see mentioned in the book community a lot, that everybody that has similar taste to mine will greatly, greatly enjoy all of these reads. So I encourage you to pick them up. Please let me know if you do. I love hearing that there's a book that I've recommended or mentioned that just makes your day and becomes your next favorite. But thank you for cluing in, guys, joining me in the middle of nowhere. As always, happy reading and stay great.